Hello and welcome to another Writerly Witterings. When I go out, tend to do a fair bit of sketching and drawing. I like going out with pens and ink pens and all sorts of other stuff. This is going to be a little video about the sort of things I carry and what I carry them in. So here we have my everyday carry bag, a Maxpedition hard use gear it says, and I can vouch for the fact that it is very robust. Quick look around the outside. On the front, got a nice little Velcro padded thing. That comes in very useful. I'll explain why in a second. It also has this pocket, which is Velcro fixed. I find that very useful because pens and things will fit straight in without any great difficulty and clip on, and I've never lost anything from there yet. On the back, we have this funny military stuff which apparently allows you to fit this to webbing and other stuff. I like the fact it's got a handle, and I have these two clips. The reason for them is that when I go out and about, I just get it to clip to my belt with either one of these two, and I don't have to worry about fiddle-arsing around with bits of silly strapping and stuff. So what else has it got? It's got a big all the way round zip. There's exciting. And inside it's got more of this strange webbingy stuff, but you've got a big pocket, you've got a zipped large pocket at the back here, and you've got all of this stuff which is elasticated. It will hold pens and pencils and whatever you want with great ease, and it doesn't move around. It's also got in here a clip so that you can attach your keys if you need to. My key rings are all a bit too large for that, but I've also added this little S-clip to attach other things. That's brilliant. It's nicely designed. It's very robust. If anything goes horribly wrong with it and it gets a stain, you shove it in the washing machine. I mean, really, what more could you ask for in a bag? Small, light, convenient. So that goes with me everywhere. So when I go out and about, one of the things I like to do is either take photos, which you can find on my Twitter feed and Instagram and all those good places, but another thing I like to do is just make sketches and get a feel for places. So when I go to different towns and villages, I try to get a quick memory, just get an idea of what the location looks like, because I find that it helps me later when I'm trying to remember a place if I've fixed it in my mind already by doing a sketch. Just a rough sketch, doesn't have to be anything too clever, but it's just something that will remind me better later on about the place that I've just been to. So these are some pictures I did in Canada, the CN Tower obviously. In fact, I've done lots of pictures all over the place with this book. That was a hotel in Evesham, sketching of different people. That was in France when we were waiting to pick up a hire car. A riverbank in France, that was a nice location. And I do lots of these silly sketches wherever I go. And sometimes I even colour them in while I'm there. It makes life easier later when I try to remember what I've been doing. So I have developed my own everyday carrying bag, and this is it. It's what I take with me every day when I go walking the dog, when I go on holidays, when I go up to London. This bag will always be with me. As you can see, I've got a selection of pencils, so I've got a fantastic pencil here that it has a very fine line, but it's variable. You can adjust how far the lead comes out every time you press the button. You can adjust just about everything you want to do with this. It's a great pen, very, very handy to use. This is a sketching pen that I tend to carry around with me. Good size lead. You can sharpen it with a sharpener in the top, and it just gives me something that I can sketch nice and quickly with. Ordinary pencil, because if the worst comes to the worst, you can always use a good black pencil. Then I've got a couple of ink pen type things here. This one's a fine liner that's fully waterproof, so I can do rough outline sketches with this and then paint over the top of it and it won't smear. This, on the other hand, is a gorgeous Japanese brush pen. So although it's black ink, can't really see so much, but it will give very, very fine lines or very, very thick lines for manga drawing and so on. And I use that one as a rough outliner and something to make good emphasis, good thick black lines. It's very, very handy for that. So I always have those two with me as well. So that's all just on the outside. Now normally I fit a small paint book in here, which is a fairly good size. But I have various other things as well. So I've got, for example, here a set of nibs in here and a nib holder which I use for straightforward pen and ink drawings, and I keep a bottle of good strong black ink, a little plastic bottle here, and this is absolutely hard, fast, waterproof, bulletproof and everything else proof ink. It is fantastic. I've got 3 paintbrushes which are bog standard paintbrushes. They all unplug and come out the top. Really fantastic trio to have, these ones. This is the filbert. I've got a round and a flat brush as well. All size 10, and they're absolutely superb for just carrying around in your pocket, or in my case, in this everyday carry box. I also have 2 water brushes. These are handy because, as you can possibly see, they hold the water in the back. And when you're using them to paint, you just squeeze the back here and it pushes water out onto the bristles. And they're not perfect, but they're really very, very convenient for just quick sketches when you want to do it. So, for example, I use them to do this little sketch of a bit of the hill going up to Belston Tor. They work really very well. I also have, in case of dire emergency, some hand wash, which is very useful. It comes with a spray, and the reason why I have to carry this and mention it is because it comes from a chap who I know very well. He's my older brother, and he had this designed for his firm in New Zealand and gave me one of them when he came over last time. So that's all jolly useful, obviously. Now in here I have one more brush type pen, which is the same as the one in the outside and the front. I've only got these 2. I don't know how long they're going to last, so I've got a second one just in case the first one does run out. I also have, these are unbelievably useful. It's the sort of silly sort of thing you expect a flaming author to have. When I'm out and about, if I need to tie something down in the car, I've got these clips. Very useful. Just poke a bit of paracord through there, pull it onto there, and that thing is a ratchet. So then it will tie anything down in the car or anything else whenever I want. I always have these with me just in case, because you never can tell when something's going to be useful. I always carry a load of string as well, because I'm strange like that. A knife sharpener, just in case. This thing has sharpened more knives in other people's houses or at places like the Victory Hall, little community hall up the road, than anything else I've ever owned. This, I often have this with me because I usually, when I go out on the moors, I'll carry a small log burning water heater, which is ever so useful. You pick up twigs, pieces of gorse or anything else. You don't have to carry a gas bottle with you, and I can heat up my drink whenever I want to. And this is simply a directional telescopic air blower, so you can blow at a little bit of spark or something and turn it into a nice flame fairly quickly. Likewise, I always have this, which is an old-fashioned fire stick. Nice lump of magnesium and other additives that you can strike a spark with very, very easily and start a fire with no trouble. And then the last thing that I think it's necessary to show is my paint box. I've got to show you this because I made it myself and I'm ever so proud of it. I made it quite a while ago, as you can probably imagine. Check this out of the way. Because it has got slightly worn from overuse. But it opens up like that, it opens like that, it opens like that, and it opens like that. And then you've got 4 good deep mixing holes. You've got some tinting mixers as well, and all of my different colours in there. So there you go. Basically, with this lot, I can do sketches or drawings and make a cup of coffee wherever I go on Dartmoor. Very useful. So that is my little Maxpedition bag. And you've seen all my pencils and the other items I take with me. Hope that was of interest. It's a strange video to do, but other people say that it's interesting seeing what people carry around. I don't know. If you liked it, there's a comment box down there. Let us know. Like it, subscribe it, share it, do all those good things. And thanks very much for watching. I look forward to seeing you soon. Cheers.